Ladies and gentlemen, come on! Ladies and gentlemen, come on! Ladies and gentlemen, come on!
I want to know what connects me to you. I've been searching all my life, a spark of light that fills me. That fills me. Let me into your light.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Air Force League of Legends Finals Round 1. Thank you for joining today. It's going to be some interesting games here. Got Silent with me today. How you doing, Silent?
Good, thanks.
Absolutely. So who are the teams being played today? It's Whiteman and who?
So today we have Whiteman versus Bill, and this is going to be the first week into the brackets. It's pretty exciting. Unfortunately, 2 of our teams are not going to be able to make it today. We did have 3 games planned out. And going into this, the actual bracket or the actual season, we're going to be doing a best of 3 until the finals, which will be a best of 5. So these 2 teams will match off against one another at least twice today, possibly 3 games.
It's definitely going to be interesting because throughout these past couple of weeks, it's just been like a one and done type of deal. Maybe a team plays twice in a week or on a Saturday, but maybe the one game, if a team loses, they can pull out the stops on the next, and then the third, both teams can try to do their best to pull out the stops on each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this will give the teams it kind of changed the dynamic. I mean, going into what we were in pools, you kind of have that one and done, so you don't really have a chance to fill out your team or your opponent. You may not have the team synergy against that opponent, and now going into this with a best of 3 opportunity, they can kind of get that. They can kind of see what kind of team comps they've worked on, whether or not they're good at taking dragons or not, and then kind of work around that into the second and third games.
Yeah, that seems to be the biggest problem I've seen is a lot of people that can't get in ward the other opposite jungle very efficiently. I mean, some teams have done it, so I can't count them out. But I feel like that's a lot of what makes or breaks early and mid game is trying to get into their jungle without getting caught out. And the same with the dragons, because if they can get dragons early, make sure they can contest those, then they should be on pace for a win. But a lot of the times teams I see have trouble with that.
Absolutely, and a lot of these teams, I'm not sure how familiar or how much scouting they do, but they can't be too familiar playing against one another because I mean the season's been kind of short. This is the first year of the Air Force League, so most of these teams coming in, the players, everything, they don't have a whole lot of familiarity with one another. So this kind of gives them the opportunity. We had that pools that way they can kind of see the way other teams play. Again, that's why I like the best of 3 is because they're going to be able to actually see it. They're going to be able to adapt. So we're going to kind of see that dynamic change and how different teams can adapt against another team as opposed to just kind of pulling out a trick, or a cheese strat in securing a win that way.
Completely agree. Let's take a look at these bans real quick. We got a lot of top laners gone, a couple supports and jungles too. So they're really trying to hammer down on that top lane. I know Chrissy, she's a super good Mordekaiser. She knows her champion really, really well. So getting that out of the way first was probably the best pick for them to do, and kind of securing that Garen too. I remember the Garen a couple games ago were just in the mid lane actually just going crazy. And I think, who was he playing against? I think a Syndra. And it looked kind of fair in Syndra's eyes, except he pretty much dominated the lane. I'm not gonna put it lightly. But a lot of these picks here, going for some really strong jungle top lane champions with a Caitlyn, a lot of good range, and a Diana too. What do you expect to see out of these 2 teams?
So yeah, going into this, I know they're both pretty strong teams. I definitely like the Urgot pick and the Wukong. You said Chrissy's really good on Garen, and of course Wukong being another spin to win style champion. He's very good at going in and engaging. He gets tankier, kind of, or I guess he gets health back as the fight kind of goes on. So I really like the Wukong pick. And of course, Urgot, they're going to have to make sure that they kind of shut him down because as the game kind of goes on, he gets his 2 item kind of once he gets 2 items, he kind of gets carried away and gets really strong, starts to disrupt and dish out a lot of damage during team fights.
Something that I was expecting to see because she's so popular, I'm expecting to see some Samira play. I don't know if people just aren't confident with her yet or what's going on, or if it's just a respect thing, but I expected a Samira to pop out.
Yeah, the only time I've seen Samira played is I know Dias likes to play that eccentric, plays Samir, and he was doing really well, putting down a lot of pressure and kind of showing what she's capable of doing. I haven't really heard too much on what I guess the pros are feeling on how she does, but I've seen good things come from her.
Absolutely. She's one of the reasons why I don't like playing solo queue. She always gets picked against me and just does really well all the time and never fails.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't mind these. Caitlyn is always a very safe, especially if you're going to pick her first. And then Ash just being an extremely strong ADC right now. A lot of other champions are capable of kind of utilizing her stun. So when she gets that stun off, they all jump in and kind of contribute to either additional CC or some type of damage.
Absolutely. Ash is a super strong pick too. I've seen her in a lot of games recently. Just she could pull out a lot of utility against other champions, especially in that bot lane, just securing a stun right off the bat, especially, which I think that's a Swain support. If you can get a pull with an ult, it's automatically a free kill unless they can outplay it somehow. But I haven't seen anything really combat that other than a Morgana, which has been banned. So it's going to be a really interesting bot lane to see from the blue side how they're going to combat it at Ash and Swain.
Yeah, I've never really. I don't really support a Swain support pick. I guess he typically is based around a lot of landing kind of his pool. He has very short ranges. He doesn't have a heal, so there's not a lot that he can actually do to harass without pushing a wave. And his E is on such a long cooldown that if you miss that, you're basically looking to just auto attack champions. So you kind of just sit back and so it looks like we might be having a Swain in the mid lane with a Janna support.
Oh, Janna's super good. You know, someone that I haven't seen a lot in these matches is a Soraka. I've noticed that she's been super strong, and it's swayed the tides of games for me recently, very much so, to where it's like, we could be doing good, and then Soraka gets a little bit more involved in online with the game, and she's the reason everybody stays alive, and it just hurts so much.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have been opting for Yumi. Yumi being an extremely strong support. I know Dice kind of carried her with a Samir, I believe, even, and just kind of showing that the power behind what a Yumi can do. It gets pretty incredible. Even in the mid game, she's dishing out about half life heals to her ADC, which is really crazy if you think about it.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I don't play ADC anymore. I'll stick with my top lane. Want to be the tank.
Oh yeah, that's even top lane. I mean, the bruisers up there. I mean, they're pretty tanky, but a lot of them like to build kind of damage oriented as well.
Yeah, I played against the Jace last night. Thought I could level 1 him, but didn't quite work out too well for me. Actually, didn't quite.
Like one of the things that we're going to be seeing from this Wukong, and it looks like I'm trying to see where he's actually. That is going to be their top laner. So it looks like Set is going to be Kane. I don't even know where their lanes are.
I don't know either.
That's support. It looks like that's fresh. I've never seen that. That's kind of going to blow my mind. I want to see how he does.
It's really interesting to me to think, back when I started League, any unconventional support, automatically you think, that's a troll. It's not going to work. You usually dominate that lane. Like if you get like a set support, usually like a top bruiser. It's just not something that you would see. And then now we're shifting into like the new meta where like you see a lot of these supports, see a lot of damage dealers that can really put a hinder on how you play in your lane. And it still baffles me sometimes with what people pick and actually what works.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so we got some people in the chat saying Swain is not a very good support, especially after movement speed nerfs. And so, I mean, I'm not sure about this Set support. That seems extremely strange. He doesn't have a lot of gap closers. So he's not going to be able to get in, especially against this Janna, who is very excels really well at peeling and kind of keeping things off of her ADC. So I'm not sure what this set's going to accomplish down in the bot lane, but I'm definitely always ready to be proven wrong. So
yeah, being proven wrong is kind of cool. Especially when you pick a lane that you're like, it's not going to work, and then it just ends up working. You're like, oh well, I guess it is what it is. But very excited to see this first game of the finals coming down. Hopefully, both teams play their best in both games, maybe 3 games, and we can get some close games out of this.
All right, it looks like someone said set might take Hex Flash. So this is kind of what I was talking about. It just sounds more like a cheese type of strategy, really. But again, I'm not too familiar with the set support. So, but this is one of those opportunities going into this one match. They might see what set can accomplish and possibly ban him out in the second game.
Absolutely.
All right, so just waiting for the teams to load in here. Once we go ahead and get them loaded in, we'll jump into the game with them and see what they have.
All right. Got a little spectator delay.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a necessary evil.
Wish it was like a thing you can apply for. It's like, hey, we're hosting tournaments, right? We need your access. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean so back in what was it 2011? Wait, no, I don't even know my dates. 2014. I tried to we actually tried to call Riot because they're trying to set up a tournament for the base, and we asked them, hey, what would it take to get maybe some competition accounts or a server for low ping, and they basically just shut us down and said you have to be affiliated with Riot and only their team supports their servers. So I don't know if much has changed since then, but yeah, they absolutely said that we couldn't run it on our own, that they'd have to be there and we'd have to pay them, and it was a big mess.
Good old Riot. Good old Riot.
Oh yeah.
All right, getting into it here. I wonder if there's going to be invade. A lot of these teams like to opt for an invade, especially in that mid lane bush, trying to sit there, wait out a little bit, and then go to whoever's jungle camp first.
Yeah, so I know Dias is really big on invades. I haven't seen too many other teams really invading each other. A lot of them typically opting for a lot of safer plays. As you can see, they're just kind of getting wards down. Not too much is really going to happen in this early game.
A lot of friendly heckling going on.
Oh yeah, I love to see emote spams. That is one thing that I do like that Riot's done, is a lot of these like emote changes based off of the skin that you have. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, Riot's done a lot actually with a lot of their cosmetic stuff. And you go back to the old skins, which a lot of them are my favorite actually. I don't want to say they're just nostalgic, but that's just what I used to play with back when I started. And some of the skins they come out with and some of the cosmetic like taunts and stuff is pretty cool. I like what they're doing with it.
Absolutely, yeah. I definitely enjoy the way that they've kind of evolved the game.
Swain getting some of that early poke off on this Diana. Trying to scare her back, probably. Playing a mental game in the mid lane, making sure that, she knows who she's dealing with. Probably someone who plays Swain a lot would want to do that, just so that Diana can't get super fed early and make sure that she can, go gank top and bottom, get that tower quickly, and so she can't roam.
Yeah, Swain, I do like Swain mid lane and top even sometimes. He gets really tanky, and towards the mid and late game, he can kind of become oppressive with his heals and with the damage that he kind of outputs. And you can already see a lot of damage just going from that one pull over onto Diana, and no trade was being able to actually be taken. But there in the bot lane, you actually do see Set getting a pull off and a lot of damage going over to the Ashe.
Kane going for that level 3 gank, trying to push that Urgot back. You get like one or two Kane players. You get one that's like, okay, I'm going to go kind of aggressive. I'm going to gank like level 3, try to help my team out. And then you get someone that's like, okay, well, I'm going to try to transform first, become a champion, and then I'm going to go and get some ganks off. So I like the more aggressive style or aggressive play style of Kane. Helps out a lot because if you don't really play aggressive in the early lane and you have like a jungler like Zach who can play aggressive, it really does sway the early game for that team a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Wukong almost taking down the Urgot there in the top lane after that successful gank from Kane. And that's one thing to take note of is it doesn't always have to result in a kill to be a successful jungle gank. Oh, we actually have a fight here in the river. Wukong coming down from the top lane. And it looks like he's going to be able to stop anything that was going on there. Looks like they were trying to pick on Diana a little bit for coming in to help.
Well, team's playing pretty aggressive. One catching, the other out, so on and so forth. I like the play. I can tell that these teams are playing to win. They don't want any shenanigans going on.
Absolutely, yeah, that was a very nice follow-up from Wukong, able to roam down into there and basically put a shutdown on any type of fights or advantage that might have been over onto the side of Beal.
Kind of excited to see what the set's going to do. He did get that Ashe down quite a bit, though he did burn his flash and his ignite. So without summoners, I don't know what else they could be able to do. I don't know did they use any summoners over on the red team? Yep, used heal. But still has an exhaust and both flashes up.
Yeah, and I mean it's still pretty early in the game. Caitlyn being one of the stronger kind of earlier game champions with her range, she's able to harass quite a bit. But yeah, it doesn't look like they're getting too far behind. You can still see Caitlyn currently has an 11 CS lead, which isn't huge, but if she continues to lose that, she's going to have to play some catch up right now.
Absolutely. Pretty basic stuff. Looks like Zach's trying to set up for this dragon. Get that scuttle. Make sure that nothing happens on the blue side.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that we haven't seen any takedowns as of yet. I mean, typically with a lot of these teams into pools, by the 5-minute mark, we're usually looking at about 2 to 3 kills so far. But yeah, like you said, I think a lot of these teams, they're playing a little bit safer. The junglers are rotating really well, and it looks like they're, like you said, they're just trying to win. They're not wanting to give any advantage over to the other teams.
Excuse me. Yeah, absolutely. I think, I actually don't know what I think. I'm excited to see. This is, from what I've seen from both of these teams in the past, this is definitely a different play style. They know what they're coming into today, and they're in it to win it, like we both stated. Wukong doing a lot of pushing up against this Urgot. Not a difference in CS, just kind of doing his thing. But I think Wukong kind of has that pushing advantage for now until... Oh, okay, we got a flash in the bot lane going in for that Ashe, but there was a nice tornado from Janna kind of stopping that engage going in there.
Yeah, and this is kind of what I was talking about. I mean, Diana even tried to roam down to see if she could get something done as well with her level 6. But that's just going to be a lot of wasted time for Diana as she has to go back to her mid lane. But yeah, going into that Janna has such a good peel, and as the game goes on, those cooldowns get reduced, and then eventually she has access to her ult, which completely just shuts down any type of damage from a melee champion, and provides a heal over to Ashe. So I'm curious to see, as this game kind of goes on, what Set can even really do in that lane.
Ult comes out from that Swain in the mid lane. Diana trying to put the stop on that, but the game's coming through. Is this going to be the first takedown of the game? And it will. Diana gets first blood. That was a really good engage by Kane there. Understanding what Swain could have done against both of them with his ult. Diana waiting that out, kind of taking a little big risk there, seeing how much damage she could do. Kane coming in and securing that for Diana.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So as you can see, though, that Swain just currently level 6. He didn't really have any items going into that match, other than I'm not even sure if he had the catalyst at the time. But yeah, just the amount of damage and sustainability that he had against a bursty champion such as Diana. I know she's very item dependent as well, and so as the game goes on, that'll become stronger.
Kane all going down, trying to see if Diana can come and help, but there are 2 more people coming their way. Wukong 2 being slow. Diana going in. Wukong's going to try to go in and knock everybody up. That's what happens. Is this Urgot going to go down or the Zac? Zac passive. Urgot does go down with the flash. Zac passive popping out too. And I think that's going to be a double kill for blue team. And it is. That Wukong double kill is so strong. Oh, man.
Yeah, you can see Zac trying to jump into the back line there, and Wukong just using his ulti and basically shutting down the slingshot from Zac. Yeah, and then Zac was basically behind enemy lines, and there wasn't anything that he could do. His team wasn't able to follow up with enough damage to actually support him.
Yep, too much CC, I think. Wukong knock up, Diana gap closer. Yeah, there was a lot going on there. And Kane, good ult, I think, waiting that out, noticing his team would rotate down. They're playing really well this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, taking advantage of Swain not having his ulti for that fight, he wasn't able to actually go in there and do what Swain does. We got another fight coming down. A tower dive in the bot lane. Set taking up a couple of towers. Looks like they're going to back off. Janna's trying to stay alive, but she's going to end up getting ulted by Caitlyn. And will Diana live? Ooh.
That Diana will go down, but that Zac's coming in from the back line, pushing him out. Wukong fighting Urgot up top. Looks like a bad trade for for Wukong. And will this Wukong go down? He will. A lot of good stuff from both teams there. I like the tower dive for blue team. Kind of a little late. Wish they would have killed the Janna earlier. And then so they could stop from the red team from coming back in and cleaning that up a little bit. And Urgot just 1v1ing that Wukong. Kind of forcing him out, getting some good pulls on him. It was pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was a very nice tower dive in and out from the blue team. You can tell that they're communicating really well. They're going in, they're getting their damage off, and they're coming out of that tower to prevent any unnecessary damage. Unfortunately, Diana did try to path all the way through it, so she took a good chunk of damage, and it ended up costing her life.
Absolutely. It's all about knowing your character. Overextending a little bit, you don't know until you do it. So, kind of one of those things. She's just trying stuff out. At the same time, trying to make plays happen.
Yeah, so Ashe is starting to fall behind. She's now 40 CS behind this Caitlyn. And it looks like Kane is coming down here, and he's just going to keep the pressure on. Just making it even more so. Although we do have a teleport coming in from this Urgot, and Urgot's going to try to get some damage down, but that Set's laying down a bunch of damage. A second teleport coming in from this Swain. Swain's going to opt to use his ulti. Ooh, that Set is going to go down, going under that tower there. Swain needs to get out of there, but he's not going to be able to do so.
Caitlyn's range is just ridiculous.
It is, and you see that damage. She almost took out Janna with her ultimate. Yeah, at this point, Caitlyn's getting really far ahead of Ashe, so Ashe's damage isn't really comparable at this point. 2 teleports from the side of the red team down into the bot lane there. Of course, Diana also using her teleport to get into that fight as well. But it doesn't look like they're going to try to allow Ashe to come back into this game. She's going to have to do her best. Her team's going to have to kind of back her up. That way she can become relevant towards this mid and late game.
Just going to say, it does look like it's not very even with that CS. Caitlyn putting out that damage with that gold advantage as well. 3 red coming up to this Kane, trying to get him, but forces him back off. Now, something that I did notice on that engage on that bot lane that just happened, Kane came in from the back, and that was a good ult by Ashe getting him off, and then I believe, what's Janna's ult? Is that Monsoon? Is that what her ult's name is? was a good ult by Janna to kind of put them away.
Absolutely. You see Wukong getting some revenge on that Urgot in the top lane. You got Zac bouncing around, going to try and see if he can take up that kill. But as I said, that Wukong, the longer he stays into the fight, his passive kicks in, where he gets that increased armor and starts to regenerate health. So it's the longer he sits in that fight, the less you kind of want to, kind of hit him.
Yeah. Good stuff for both teams so far. You're right, Ash definitely does need to catch up, which could happen relatively soon, but we shall see that. Caitlyn is a force to be reckoned with in that set ult, plus his shield that he gets is it's hard because he deals a lot of damage, same with Caitlyn, and all she has to do is just sit in the back lines and just keep poking.
Absolutely. So Ash at this point, she's not dishing. She can continue to harass a little bit, but she needs to focus on her CS a lot. That's where a lot of the gold she's missing at the current state. And trying to take these exchanges against this Caitlyn, who's already so far ahead, it's going to be really detrimental.
So Urgot on the hunt. Oh, that slow comes out. Will he be able to pick up this kill? I don't think so. He will not. He will back off.
I mean, Wukong does still have his flash available if needed. He was able to hold on to that, so that was really good. You know, a lot of people kind of freak out when they're being chased down, especially. I'm not sure if he was aware if Urgot had used his ulti or not. I didn't get to see if he had missed that earlier in that fight or not.
Dana coming in with that Caitlyn ult. What can she do? Can she pull in this damage? And a flash from Swain gets him out of there. Go back to this bot lane. This is a 3v3. Zac has to get out. And it looks like that set is just going to be putting in this work. A couple flashes come out. And they both walk away. A lot of poke on this red. Oh.
Yeah, re-engage from red there, trying to put down a little bit more damage until they get out of their jungle.
A lot of stuff going on. Ash was itching to try to get that Caitlyn, but Caitlyn could easily take out both of them with the help of set. And
absolutely.
Here goes the tackle for that set. Caitlyn coming in and getting that set out of there. Man, a lot of aggressive play from both teams. Just trying to poke each other down, making sure that no one has an advantage of health-wise over each other.
Absolutely. There wasn't a lot of follow-up from that Zac. I'm not sure the communication on the side of Beal, but that Zac opting to go in and try to take out that set didn't have too much. Janna did follow up a little bit at the backside there, but meanwhile Ash was just pushing minions, which isn't a bad idea. Like I stated earlier, she kind of needs to get her farm up so she can get back in this game.
And it looks like Caitlyn just keeps that gap a little bit more wide than I think what Ash wants. And the bottom tower is going to go down if Ash can't get back there. If only there was a cannon in the game to get us back there quicker. You know, if only.
Yeah, I'm very excited. This is the first game of the actual season, the bracket season, and they are definitely giving us a show. This is fantastic, showing from both Whiteman and Beal.
Oh, absolutely. Couldn't ask for a better game. 16 minutes in, 8-4. Goal gap a little bit. It's about 7K, just under. And then blue team does have the first dragon. I think we're going to want to try to contest this next one for the Infernal. Definitely help Ash out very much. Same with Urgot. Let's see what goes on. Blue team's going to start it. Is there anyone going to contest it, or are they going to burn it down fast enough?
It looks like they definitely have the damage.
Go back to the mid lane, trying to push out that Zac. Trying to get this mid lane tower, poke it down a little bit.
Yeah, Caitlyn getting quite a few shots off on that mid lane tower with that big minion wave. There wasn't a lot of follow-up from Beal. Urgot trying to come in there a little bit late. But yeah, those minions able to tank a lot of that damage while Caitlyn just got a bunch of free hits off.
Yeah, free hits and a ward advantage for the blue team too. Picking up that Rift Herald, good for pushing, especially right before that Baron comes in. That set ult comes out. That Janna might go down. What a good pull from Diana. Ash is looking like she's gonna die too. Double kill from Diana. Going right back in. That set shield isn't gonna do much. Oh my goodness, there's so much going on. So much CC. Oh, and that Swain does live. Wow, what a good engage by that Diana and Caitlyn. Just keep poking them. That was a 3-for-1. Diana does go down with a double kill, and that Rift Hair will come out. Man, they're playing to win.
Yeah, the Diana flashed in before using her ulti and got that big pull off. I did think once that Urgot execute was going to come down, I thought there was going to be a little bit more on that because it's such a huge CC. But you see this Zac just going in again, trying to get some lockdown. Swain landing that pull, but unable to get any follow-up.
That slingshot to smite.
I mean, you will see this Urgot up in the top lane, just a massive amount of damage that he's dishing out. Finally completed that black cleaver, so he's going to be able to shred some of the armor and get even more damage with his W.
Man. Blue team is playing really well. And a lot of good stuff coming out from red team too. They're combating these engages really well. That last engage wasn't in their favor, but pushing them off on that inhibitor tower bought them some time so they can start pushing their lanes again.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, they're down about 8,000 gold currently. So I mean, they still have a chance. They're not completely out of this by any means. They definitely want to make sure that they're utilizing all their tools that they have. I mean, Diana won't have that flash up to do that again. But yeah, they definitely want to try and avoid a lot of these AoEs that this team is laying down between that Diana and that Wukong.
The Zac looking to get caught out. Gonna re-engage. They don't know that they're there. Diana walks away. Getting the blue buff for Swain.
Yeah, we've got Dragon coming up in about a minute and a half. Not really. It's just an Ocean Drake, so not too incredible for either of these teams.
It looks like Kane wants to start going in on this Baron. Team's gonna follow up. Like I'm saying, it looks like there's not really too much ward advantage going on, but this bottom lane going down, this Wukong putting in that work.
I'm kind of curious as to what's going on. You've got Caitlyn dancing around on that ward. They know that they're doing the Baron. They're still playing around in that bottom jungle. Swain trying to make an effort to get up there, but it's going to be way too late. And they're going to end up taking that Baron. That's kind of crazy to me. They had the rift, they had the scuttle crab, so they had the vision of that river. They saw members going into that Baron pit, but they opted to continue and fight that Wukong, who basically distracted them and ended up turning over a free Baron to Whiteman.
I was going to say that Wukong distraction was perfect to get that Baron. They wouldn't have had enough damage, especially if they were going to try to contest it. It would have been a team fight. They were taking damage with that Wukong distraction. Really helped them out.
Yeah, that Baron does a lot of damage. I mean, even if they just would have made a showing, they could have kind of pulled them off of it. But they're going to roll this Baron into a Dragon, and then, of course, they're going to roll that into a possible push into either the mid or the bot lane here.
Man, I bet the communication between Blue Team is immaculate right now. They're in the exact place where they need to be at all times. It's going really well for them. Urgot looking to push those minions back a little bit. Zach going in right on that Caitlyn. Man, that Ashe stun. Will that Caitlyn go down? She almost gets out, but that Zach shuts her down. Oh, man.
Yeah, that was a very nice arrow from that Ashe there, and they're able to get the pull back onto the Set, and Set coming back into the fight. Diana using her flash again to try and make this escape. Kane coming in and trying to get a lot of damage down.
That Wukong does come in, though, trying to change the tide of this, and that Kane will get a double kill. And there goes, oh man, what a turn of events. It looked like that red team had that, but that Wukong coming in from the back with that extra CC. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and as you can see, this Baron, the amount of damage that they're being able to lay down with these super minions. Zach going in again, missing his pull. He's trying to take down this Diana, but between the Diana and the Wukong, there's just so much damage, and that will pop his passive. Ashe is trying to get the kill. Diana using her Zonias, and she is actually going to fall. You got the Urgot chasing down this Wukong, but he is going to back off. Yeah, Bill has the damage, as we just seen in that last team fight. Unfortunately, the re-engage, or the showing of Kane and Wukong towards the end of that, they were able to get a lot of cleanup and kind of made it look like it wasn't so favorable for them. Even though, looking at the gold lead, they did really well in that team fight.
Whew. Man, what a game we were seeing here.
Yeah, there's a lot going on right now.
Looks like Blue's going to go back and reset. And I think they're going to try to keep up with this push and try to go for some more objectives here soon if they can come back up in time after the reset. While the red team just has to keep warding off these super minions. 2 inhibitors down is it's not fun to be that team.
I'm just trying to make sure I'm caught up on stream here. And there's not too much going on. Whiteman basically just trying to keep all the lanes pushed up at the moment. Basically,
they do have an Ocean Drake and a Baron spawning in less than a minute. So both teams are going to have to try to pick one, contest one, see what happens if they opt for the Dragon. It looks like they're going to go set up for it. You get that Cloud Soul, or Ocean, right? Ocean Soul. Always mix up the icons.
oh yeah, it's all good. Yeah, I still am not 100% familiar with what the dragons do. I usually have to look at them. I know a lot of other people are very familiar with them. It's not something I've memorized. I've kind of gone with the Neanderthal, you know, Infernal Dragon, good damage.
Yeah, Infernal Dragon, good damage. Yep, that's exactly what I mean. There's no Infernals in the game. It feels like dragons are useless. but they will pick up that soul though. Very good. 4 dragons to none with the Baron that they got too. And it looks like they are going to rotate up. I don't know if they can do enough damage with just 3 people. Maybe 4, but that Wukong distraction might come in again. Jaina popping her ult early, making sure that heal gets off. They're going to go try to contest this Baron. Diana and Wukong in the back while they're still getting Baron. Man, they're putting in a lot of damage. Man, that's a 2 for none. Zonia does pop off, trying to get that Urgot.
Yeah, this Urgot damage just doesn't quite have enough at the moment. The team is just so far ahead. And red team is going to steal that Baron, though. All that work. But that is nearly an ace. Urgot managing to escape. There's still 5 members on the side of Whiteman. And with this gold advantage, they should be able to push this in and win this game from here. Yeah, we've got 4 seconds before Janna shows up. And now we've got Ashe on the board, but
wow.
They are opting. They did try to take down that Urgot, and as I said, Urgot with 2 items, that Black Cleaver and that Death's Dance, he is a force to be reckoned with. And as you saw there, just taking down 3 members to the side of Whiteman. I would have liked to have seen them. That was definitely their game to win right there if they would have just focused on the towers and pushed down the win, but they got a little greedy, tried to take out that Urgot, and he just turned it on him.
McCain is putting in that work, healing a lot, going back in, trying to take down that Zac. Man, he stayed in that fight so long. My goodness.
And you can see the damage. It was 3 members trying to take down Kane there. Urgot shows up for just a second and basically eliminates Kane in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that Death Dance and that Black Cleaver on Urgot, and this damage is immaculate. As you saw, they could have just won the game, but they tried to kill that Urgot. Probably like a BM type thing they were trying to do, but man, Urgot was like, nah, I'm not having any of it today.
Yeah, it didn't, I wouldn't say that it threw the game, but it definitely threw the win for the time being. It was, like I said, they could have just pushed that down and won that game right there. But unfortunately, they did decide to try and kill the Urgot, and it looks like Beal is slightly making a comeback. We will definitely see Whiteman should be looking to reset, try to recoup, and make some plays. We've got Elder Dragon coming up in about 3 minutes. And so I'm not sure if they'll wait on that or what they're going to do until then.
I think that Baron buff definitely helped them out too. It helped kind of keep the minions at bay when they were going for their Nexus towers, and then that Urgot just putting in some time, making sure that they didn't get whatever they wanted to, so they can end that game.
And it looks like Zac getting ready to launch, and he does decide to hold back. I think that was the first time I didn't see him let that slingshot go.
He was like, I'm a little too scared.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too late. He has been making quite a few very aggressive slingshots into Whiteman this game.
Push it back up that Kane is up top, knowing that he can take 4 of them on at once. Man, that damage coming from Caitlyn. Ugh.
Yeah, it's very significant. Ashe should be able to heal up here by just attacking some of these minions, so it's not too bad. But yeah, it does look like they're pushing all 3 lanes of Beal in, and they're going to be looking to try and secure these 3 inhibitors.
Oh man, that combo is ridiculous. It takes out most of their damage right there.
Absolutely, yeah. That Caitlyn falling once again to a slingshot and Ashe ultimate. Just locks her down for that entire period of time. There's nothing she can do.
Going right back in on the set, trying to get out of there as best as he can, but that Zac's coming in. Same. Oh, but Wukong and Diana are coming in from the bot lane. Kane's still pushing up top. He's ready to go. He knows he can fight all of them. Well, a lot of them anyway.
Yeah, this Ashe needs to be careful if Kane decides to engage on her, because he will be able to take her down at this point. She is starting to come back into the game. You can see the CS gap. She was about 60 earlier into the game. She's currently sitting about 35 down, not too bad, but again, yeah, she's slowly starting to make her way back into this game. This Urgot is starting to get strong. He's got his third item plus his boots now. Jana, again, she's starting to build up her items. She's going to get her cooldowns, and then Swain is just always Swain.
Looking for this bot lane set. Oh my goodness. Some damage coming off on Urgot. Caitlyn trying to look for that Urgot. Wukong coming in from the back. They don't have an ADC, but it looks like that doesn't matter. Ooh, that Zhonya's coming off. Oh man.
Yeah, and that's nearly an ace again. Zach having to slingshot himself away. Wukong using her teleport to go into the lane there. And she's going to push down this, push down these towers and take down this Nexus. I mean, Zach at this point isn't really going to be anything against the the 4 members of Whiteman. And if they just go ahead and take this down, they should have no problems winning this game. Yeah, that was crazy. There was a lot of Ashe. I'm not sure. She kind of got out of position there. Tried to orb walk her way around and got in range of that Caitlyn, who just took her down almost immediately. I thought they were doing really well when they caught that set out there. But unfortunately, the rest of their team wasn't able to follow up as well. Urgot kind of found himself a little too far ahead and wasn't able to get out. So once they focused on him, he went down rather quickly, and that was a big damage loss for Beal.
You know, looking at the advanced stats here, Kane doing the most damage in that game, and it's kind of surprising, but not at the same time. I mean, he was warding them off on that top lane, you know, just trying to go in and out, you know, making sure that people can't kill him while his team, you know, gets revived. And yeah, it's pretty insane. And then Urgot did a lot of damage too to all these champions, and he started to come back. I think about 5 more minutes in, if they would have played that correctly, I think Urgot would have definitely been a game changer.
Absolutely, yeah. Bill was definitely making their comeback. I had just kind of, allotted Ashe for making the comeback that she was. She was starting to get her items, and then unfortunately, just the way that team fight took place, she wasn't able to find a safe place to stand. So she wasn't able to actually dish out too much damage, whereas Caitlyn did really well standing in that back line. She had a lot of her team that was actually just realizing all of her team was melee, so she just had this giant wall of champions to kind of stand behind and dish out damage pretty safely.
Absolutely. Great game from both teams. I think we are going to go to a 5-minute break here. So again, thank you guys for joining in. Really good game. Can't wait to see the second and maybe third for the finals round 1 today. And we will see you guys very shortly. Well, welcome back, everybody. We are gearing up for this second game.
Yeah, so yeah, we've got the teams loaded. I think we're waiting on a couple people to come back. We are trying to give these individuals a little bit of a break in between games. That way, they're not just playing back to back to back. You know, give them a little bit of time to grab drinks, coffee, whatever it is that they need to do before they get back into the game. We will be seeing them switching sides, so we will have Bill on the blue side and Whiteman on the red this time. So don't be confused if you think Bill's making a comeback all of a sudden. If Whiteman starts to dominate on a different color. But yeah, we will be starting shortly. I'd like to see what these teams kind of have in store again, right? They kind of have a little bit, they filled each other out a little bit. I was not convinced with that set down in the bot lane. I think he had a lot of support that possibly made him look better than what he actually was. There was a lot of fighting going on in that bot lane, actually. I mean, we saw 3 teleports at one point come out, 2 from Beal and 1 from Whiteman. So it was an all-out brawl down there, a lot of jungle support. But overall, not really impressed with the set support.
What are we getting? I'm hoping. Well, I wonder if we're going to see a Kane again.
That Kane, I definitely like the Kane pick, the Wukong pick. Again, I'm a big fan of Wukong. He did a lot to kind of hold his team together, held that top lane really well, especially against that Urgot. Urgot, unfortunately, I really like the Urgot pick. There were a couple of team fights there where he got taken out a little bit too fast, so he wasn't able to do as much as he possibly could have. But yeah, I would love to see another Urgot pick. I'd love to see the Wukong pick. Those were very strong. And then, of course, that Kane. The Zac was he did really well. And we see a Wukong ban coming out, so we won't be seeing that again. And this is, again, part of that best of 3 kind of mentality. You actually get to ban out some of these champions that you didn't like playing against in the previous game.
I wonder if we're going to see a Mordekaiser ban 3 top lanes coming out from Beal.
So I haven't personally seen Chrissy's Mordekaiser. I know Mordekaiser is very good, even if getting shut down. He still has the capability of kind of, even if you just drag out the support into the Nether Realm and keep them locked down for 6 seconds, it can typically be detrimental to a team.
Oh, absolutely. Her Mordekaiser, oh my goodness, it's ridiculous. She knows how to play it so well. It could look like she's down in lane, but she'll come back. It's ridiculous.
We'll see. They did not ban it out, so they do have the opportunity to pick it. So yeah, I'd be excited to see kind of what she can do with Mordekaiser. Again, I haven't seen too many impressive Mordekaisers this far into the tournament. We are going to get that Urgot, and we are actually going to get to see that Mordekaiser come down. So those are 2 beefy boys, powerhouses. They like to be up close and kind of beating each other down. I will say that Urgot doesn't have to worry so much about skill shots as Mordekaiser does. So if Urgot's able to avoid a lot of those Qs for Mordekaiser, Urgot should win this matchup.
I'm excited to see this.
I say Urgot or Mordekaiser? Urgot should win this matchup, depending on how well he dodges skill shots.
Oh,
but
man.
We will see. Rammus. Yeah, that's a incredibly strong jungler. It's quite an early pick, especially only seeing the Mordekaiser and the Kane out. And Rammus not really being contested all that often. But yeah, they ended up picking him out anyways. We'll see what he's capable of doing. Zillion being very crazy teamfight oriented. I know Zillion does a lot of stuns. He zones out a lot with his bombs, and then of course capable of reviving any target that gets taken out. That'll be actually really good for this Urgot even if Zillion's able to kind of let Urgot jump in there and dish out all the damage that he can, absorb that focus, and then Zillion able to revive him so he can come back for round 2. I think that's one of the issues that Bill kind of had was a lot of the times they would win those team fights, but then they would end up getting cleaned up at the end there. I think Zillion might be able to help counter that.
Your eyes closed.
I love seeing Zillion. Seeing a Zillion, that's hard to say. I love seeing him in games. His damage output is extraordinary for what his kit is. Like you said, he zones. He can revive, especially with an engager just like Urgai and Rammus even. I mean, this is a really strong team so far looking in with just 3 characters.
Absolutely, yeah, and you see a lot of support bands coming out. I mean, Lulu being a traditional support, but most recently being played in the top lane in the current meta. Still a good band. Morgana being probably one of the strongest supports that I've seen lately, just with her kit and what she can do. And then Nautilus being pretty tanky. Looks like they're that pick is about to time out.
Okay.
All right, so we are going to see a set. No changes really, other than the Wukong, which got banned out as of yet.
Really excited to see what Beal is coming up with. They're changing besides Urgat, they're changing pretty much their whole team and hopefully going to try to outplay whatever they had last game.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Bill's picks. Again, this being kind of a new season, I'm not too keen on everybody's picks and what their favorite champions are. But yeah, Jin Zillion, I'm not a big fan of Jin per se, but I definitely like that Silas pick. We'll have to see what gets picked into the mid lane over on the side of Whiteman. But Silas, I like his ability to steal ultimates. So being able to steal Mordekaiser's ultimate in this is gonna be extremely fun for us to see in these team fights. Probably a lot harder to cast than it is to watch. So everybody should kind of enjoy how that takes place.
And a Vlad. Zillion support. Okay. Thought he was going to go mid lane, pulling out stuff that Minot does. Minot's mid laner, El Dyron, plays a lot of Zillion mid. He's a big fan.
Oh, nice. Yeah. It does look like he is going to end up going over to the support role.
Oh.
And we have a disconnect from one of the team members. So I'll have to wait and see what happened. Looks like Chrissy actually left the lobby. Trying to find out what happened real quick. I mean, they did have all their picks banned out. We already know that Chrissy was going to be playing that Mordekaiser, so once we get back into this game, it won't be so long, not too much thinking and strategizing. They will be required to pick the same picks that they had.
Definitely be an unfair advantage if they could counter pick. Quick ban, same picks. Yep, so looks like the champ select will go pretty quick this time.
Yep, not 100% sure what happened.
Oh, I mean, okay. I didn't think they were picking any trucks anyway.
Who questions my ability?
Playtime's over. Yes, sir.
You're scared.
All right, we got a Teemo ban coming out. Absolutely despise that little rat in the
He
top
is the
lane.
worst.
Probably very wise pick over there on the side of Beal. Don't want Whiteman to have that. And you can see these are going a lot faster now. They already know what champions they're going to be playing. There are no tricks, no secrets.
I am super pumped for this Beal match, though. I really can't wait to see what exactly they do with how strong of a team they have.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, with that Silas and that Rammus, that is going to be extremely strong in that mid lane. Even against that Vladimir, who's capable of pulling. But if that pool is ever down, Rammus can just roll in, get a taunt off, and the amount of damage that Silas is able to put out is going to be insane. And of course, if Silas gets ahead, just basically stealing Mordekaiser's ult or even stealing a Vladimir ult, the amount of damage that Silas will be able to deal with those, especially Silas taking that Mordekaiser ult. I think his kit is a little bit better for an arena style matchup, whereas Mordekaiser typically he has his pool, and then if he misses that, he's kind of got to chase him down and try to utilize some of his other kits. Whereas Silas has the ability to kind of dash. He pulls targets towards him, so it'll be definitely exciting to see. Like I said, kind of casting it's going to be a little weird if Silas does opt to steal Mordekaiser. There's going to be essentially 3 fights going on: the one that everybody can see, and then of course the one that Mordekaiser and his target can see, and then the one that Silas and his target can see. But to us, it's going to look like one big team fight where Silas is ignoring everybody but the person he's fighting. And
Absolutely.
same with Mordekaiser.
Wonder what Mord's choices in these team fights he's going to have to go into the underworld. Huh. He's got a lot of options. I mean, he's definitely going to have to make the right one when it comes down to it.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm not 100% familiar with how, like if a Mordekaiser ult Silas and Silas ults Mordekaiser. I'm not sure if they go into like the third dimension, a little Inception type
Yeah,
of
little
deal.
Inception. I was going to say, I was thinking that too.
Just keep going deeper, just. But yeah, very interesting picks. A lot of things that can happen. These team fights are going to be pretty wild, in my opinion. Just running, a bunch of different scenarios through my head. Zillion being ulted into a Mordekaiser where he's unable to actually get his resurrection off on anybody other than himself, really, if he's locked inside Mordekaiser's realm. The utility that Silas provides, and then, of course, Jhin ultis. I'm not a big fan of the way Jin's ult works, but he definitely has a team that's able to support him with Rammus and Urgot, and then, of course, Silas. There's a lot of CC, more so on the side of Beal, but there's a lot of damage potential over on Whiteman's side.
Does Zillion's ult get like nulled if he gets pulled in? Like, say if he like in a team fight he ults somebody and then he gets pulled into Mordekaiser's thing, does it get nulled or does it keep on that person?
It should not, because he basically puts essentially a buff on another target. Because you can't kill Zillion to remove his ultimate
Right.
once he's already placed on a target. So more than likely, I would say that no, it should still persist.
Okay.
Now, changing realms, I think it should still possibly persist. But yeah, not 100% certain. And of course, those targets become untargetable whenever they're in Mordekaiser's realm. So say Mordekaiser takes out Jhin or pulls Jhin into Mordekaiser's realm, Zillion will be unable to actually ult Jhin and try to keep him alive unless he's able to survive long enough to get back into the real world.
Absolutely. Sorry for the excess noise. My cat wants attention.
Oh, it's perfect. Dan, just looking at this, I was just thinking about Silas. Even the utility that he provides, if he still say like sets ultimate, Silas being one of those that deals massive amounts of damage really quickly. If he's able to kind of steal sets ultimate, that just gives him another or an additional gap closer on top of his kit, what his kit already provides him.
I do know Lazy Prodigy has a pretty good Vlad though. So we'll see.
Vlad has always been a really strong champion. Played in either mid or top. He was one of the champions that I wish I played more of, because you kind of have to be extremely comfortable with the amount of damage that you can take. That way, you're not popping that pool too early, because then you're just going to get chased down, kind of deal. Which it actually deals damage, so it's kind of like a utility get out of damage, but deal damage. So yeah, Vlad is a very unique champion, one that takes a pretty decent amount of skill to play.
Him,
so yeah.
Vlad, and Rumble, I've never got the hang of in this entire game. Never got the hang of those guys.
Yeah, I think the problem I always had was trying to overthink Rumble, where I think if you just you kind of get familiar with the way his tools work, you just start spamming buttons at that point. You don't really worry too much about overheating, or you get a rotation down where you're getting those empowered abilities and whatnot. So we are actually seeing an invade come down. But of course, Jin's able to just walk right out of that. No early CC on the side of Whiteman. And again, not a whole lot of CC to begin with on Whiteman. They're looking more for damage, whereas you were able to see them chunk about half of Jin's health down. Whereas Bill, this game, a lot of these team fights are going to be riddled with CC between that Rammus and the zillion stuns, Urgot flips, Jin snares. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see this damage potential versus the CC capabilities of Bill.
All right, going back into it. Laning phase has started. Wonder if they're gonna play more aggressive this game, up into that 5-minute range. Last game they didn't really, like you were pointing out. So, wonder if that's their plan this game.
So Rammus is actually opting. He went for that red to get the kind of the support of his ADC and support there. He's very good, very easy to get a level 3 gank. And down in that bot lane, you can already see that Zillion Bomb with that Jin damage already chunking Caitlyn down to about a quarter of her life with just one trade. And that was a level 1. They didn't even level 2 that. So she's definitely going to have to be more careful of where she positions herself. Otherwise, she's not going to be able to take too many of those trades.
That was a lot of damage on that bot lane, like you were saying. I would be quite upset if I was Caitlyn right now. I would not want to play into that team.
Absolutely. We do see, if we can go into the jungle, checking out this blue, you see Kayn opting to do an early invade and try to take this blue out. It did look like he was able to smite that, and now he's getting on top of this Rammus. It doesn't look like anybody from the team on Bill is actually following that up. They're kind of focused on their own lanes. Ooh,
that Kayn void walk into that flash, getting that extra movement speed so he can get to Rammus in time. That was very, very good.
Yeah, that's extremely unfortunate that Rammus is going down this early. Rammus being one of the slower jungle clears, he definitely wants his buffs. He definitely wants that blue to kind of get in and out of the lanes. But now you can see he's basically buffless. He's already a level behind Kayn. He's not going to be able to get this scuttle, so yeah, that just puts him very far behind. I'm not sure what the communication was like on Bill, but it would have been nice to have seen them kind of forgo their lanes and the fighting that they were doing to kind of back their Rammus up, which would have benefited them a lot more in the long run.
Oh, that Silas going back in. What can he do? Is he going to get this? The Ignite goes down, and he does take down that Vlad. Rammus coming in from the back, though. Oh, the Jin damage, man. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, we were looking at that mid lane there. Yeah, it's incredible. Like I said, that damage that Silas is able to put down, he is actually going to live against that Kayn trying to come in and finish him off. But yeah, Silas, those heals will surprise you a lot whenever he procs that passive. And just the pure burst that he does is incredible. It's extremely substantial and something that you have to pay attention to.
Because they're putting that damage in on that Urgot. But Urgot putting in that damage on that Mordekaiser.
Yeah, and as you can see, I mean, Urgot, as long as he avoids a lot of those Qs and those pulls, there's a lot of skill shots required for Mordekaiser to dish out a lot of his damage. Whereas standing inside his passive isn't too detrimental, because Urgot likes to stick around and kind of keep his W up, which is a lot of his damage as well. So yeah, as these team fights go down in the top lane there, it's going to be very skill based. A lot of people saying that Chrissy has a really strong Mordekaiser. You can see there she definitely dealt a lot of damage, but that trade kind of went even. Urgot able to kind of stick around, opting to go back later. But yeah, I'd like to see just kind of the way that they play this out in the top lane. And you can see in this.
Oh, continue.
Yeah, in this mid lane, just Vlad getting hit by a lot of these skill shots from Silas, and he actually has to pull, but you can see he still got chunked down to about half of his life. He can try to sustain some of that up, but he needs to be very careful with his Silas. The Silas is still very healthy and still very much in this lane. But we do see a dragon. And this is one of the things that we talked about before even going into the first game, is the dragon control. It's very important that teams get this dragon. Not only does it give a lot of gold out to the team, but it's a stacking buff that persists through the remainder of the game. And just taking this first Mountain Drake, not too strong in the early game, but I mean that's still providing them with 6 armor and magic resist that scales as they kind of get more magic resist and armor into the late game.
Missed the pole. Ignite goes down. Will he still get it? He will not. Because Kane's coming in. But so is Rammus.
Yeah, it looks like Rammus is going to follow up. Will he be found? Silas did end up getting caught out. He's going to try and take down this Vlad anyways.
And he does. He does get that kill.
He does. He ends up trading that. Rammus kind of backed off a little bit too early. Still left his mid laner in the jungle. He wasn't safe yet. I'm not sure the communication piece on Bill. He should have, let him know that, hey, I'm safe. You're good to go back, or no, I still need you to support me. Get your butt into the jungle. I'm gonna die. But yeah, you saw Rammus just back off, and he was trying to make a sneaky getaway, and he was able to trade it, a 1-for-1, but not really the best.
That Silas damage on that Kane, getting him to half health. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like I said, this Silas, the burst potential, a lot of people underestimate the amount of damage that this Silas can do. You saw he almost took down Vlad earlier in the game, even missing his pool. If he would have secured that pool, he would have 100% taken Vlad out. But he was still chasing him down and almost killed him outright. So yeah, as the Silas continues to, well, he doesn't have a CS lead, but if he can continue to stay in this game, the Silas damage into the late game is going to be crazy, and it's something that they're going to have to watch out for. And our top laners are just kind of duking it out, just back and forth, not really too much damage going on to either side. Both of them opting to just kind of CS. As you can see, they're both the CS leads for their team.
That mid lane gap, almost 30 farm. That Vlad's farming very, very well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that Vlad is doing really well with his farm. He has taken 2 deaths, which Silas, after killing Vlad should definitely be some type of CS deficit. But I think Silas is focusing a lot, and you see this a lot with a lot of the non-pros, right? Whereas you see pros that go into 20-minute games and there's only 3 kills. A lot of the average Joes. They like to fight, right? We're here to beat the heck out of another champion. We don't want to sit there and kill minions.
Absolutely. I remember when I first started playing and I was learning and I would watch like the Korean players or the Japanese players play. It was the only person that would get kills is like mostly the support, and then it would be just like farm everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's how you see these people staying, 100 CS at 10 minutes. Because, yeah, their number one priority are these minions. If they're able to get some damage off without losing a minion, they'll do it. Or maybe even, take the minion plus the damage at the same time. But very rarely will you see them, like, forgo an entire minion wave just to try and secure a kill if it doesn't benefit them in another way.
Looks like that set's not making as big of a presence as last game. That king does come in, though.
Yep. Alright, you see Jin flashing under the tower, forcing Kane to flash out as well. But Jin, with the security of his tower, is able to get his ulti off. He wasn't able to kill Set, but he definitely put down a lot of damage.
Both junglers are doing a very, very good job making sure that their lanes are pushed up. That Kane is 2-0 right now. He's got an Executioner's Calling, and he's definitely going to be doing a lot of damage. We're trying to do a lot of damage to that Rammus, getting him off just in case if he tries to counter gank, or Rammus tries to counter gank him. But that Vlad's trying to go in on the Silas. Will he get it? Oh, unnecessary tower shots, but couldn't quite get that last Q off. Oh, but that Rammus coming in.
Yeah, and Silas is going to see that Kane, so he's not going to opt to stay under that tower. You saw him run straight to his jungle for safety. Urgot using his teleport down in the mid lane. He's trying to get that damage down on this Kane, but Kane being one of the, basically the only champion that can just go into a wall. Well, Mordekaiser used, he did. He used his ulti on that Rammus there, and he's going to end up taking that Rammus down.
Man, like I was saying, Chrissy's Mordekaiser, 12 minutes in, 100 farms, she's, down by 20 if we're going to talk about pro stake, but she's putting up a fight. She's putting up a really, really good fight. And already back to lane, farming more. Yes.
Absolutely, yeah. That was very, very good for Mordekaiser. Yeah, Rammus just found himself in a position that couldn't really be helped. Unfortunately, his team was there. They tried to back him up. But there wasn't much that they could do.
Man, what a good flash by Christy. What a great flash. Getting out of there just in the nick of time. Two drags, an Infernal, and a Mountain. Looking real good. Looking real good for Whiteman.
Absolutely. Whiteman doing really well with the rotations as well as taking out these dragons. It's crazy. I mean, they've already gotten the scuttle. Objective-wise, Bill is lacking. Again, I'm not sure. The communication, I'm going to keep saying this, it just doesn't seem like they're communicating as well as Whiteman is. Because Whiteman's there, right? They're there. They've taken the two dragons. They've taken the Rift Herald. They're often the ones that have the scuttles right now. That jungle gank earlier in the game, where Rammus wasn't able to get any support. It just seems like there's some type of blinders on Bill right now, and if they are able to take those off, they should be able to easily win this game because they're definitely putting up a big fight, even being down those two dragons and the Rift Herald. So yeah, Bill is definitely still contending. They're still easily capable of winning this game at this point.
Oh, absolutely. I was going to say that Silas is doing a lot of damage. I know that Jin Zillion can do damage too. In the bot lane, not really much is going on. This Rammus is going to come in though. And I think that might go down. With the teleport from top, Christy going to come down. And it came to back it up. Oh my goodness, there's so much going on right now. Go down on that Rammus, trying to pull in that Zillion, and that Kaylin does get that. Oh my goodness. And Set will go down. Not without a fight though. Is that going to be a 3-for-1? Chrissy just putting in that work, and they do. My goodness. My goodness.
Yeah, Chrissy opting to ult that Rammus again. Rammus sitting out the skirts. Oh, but then in the mid lane, we see Silas jumping onto the Vlad and able to take him down. Yeah, that Mordekaiser ulted for Rammus, and Rammus couldn't get fully under his tower for safety, stuck inside that realm's walls. Yeah, that was a very good teleport.
Oh, absolutely. That definitely got read up. Maybe this tower? Oh, Zillion's focused on that Kane while that tower's going down.
Absolutely, yeah.
There does stop that Urgot from getting that top tower too.
Yeah, the race was on, but yeah, unfortunately, Urgot was unable to actually take down that top lane tower before. All right, and just like that, I mean, both teams, they're both in it still. I mean, currently Bill's sitting down about 4,000 gold, which isn't too significant at this point in the game. I mean, they'll still feel the effects if they're trying to 1v1, but in a lot of these team fights, and we actually see Rammus, Kane trying to, again, counter jungle, but Rammus, he's starting to get tanky. He's taunting him out.
Oh, that Urgot. It was like, you're not getting away.
Yeah, it was a very nice ulti from that Urgot, able to secure the kill on that Kane. Even through them walls, you do see Chrissy. I'm not sure if she's actually used her ult, but she's getting extremely low. She's going to have to back out of this fight. And that Vlad finds himself stuck. She's trying to get away. Will Silas find him in time? Silas does end up finding Chrissy there on that tri-bush. Mordekaiser doing his best to try and stay alive, but he is fighting the Silas, who does massive amounts of damage, and she will end up going down.
That was really good. That Silas was looking pretty beefy. 5-1 right now.
Yeah, sometimes at that point, that Mordekaiser, when you're unsure whether or not you're going to win that fight, a lot of times I find myself just holding my breath, you know?
Right.
Don't check the bush, don't check the bush. But she opted to kind of engage that fight herself, knowing that she might not make it out. And unfortunately, she did end up going down for that.
Looking to set up for that Ocean Drake. I think their game plan now is the faster we get that soul, you know, faster we can start getting advantage on the other team. But Silas is putting in that work. Same with that Jin. Looking for this team fight.
Oh yeah, Bill has a very strong team fight. So they definitely have to be careful with the Silas damage. He's trying to pick on the set. Rammus goes in a little bit too deep, and he's not going to be able to get out. That's only 3 members on the side of Bill against the 5. Urgot coming in a little bit late. He is going to try and secure some kills, but with the damage output that we have on the side of Whiteman, he's just going to end up going down.
The Silas is just going in. Oh my goodness, he's probably going to 2v1 them, and he will. Oh, but then Mordekaiser's coming.
Yeah, Silas is trying to secure more kills. You see the life that he gets back once he ends up proccing that ability.
Oh man, that shutdown go for Chrissy is going to be amazing. And that is their 3rd dragon of the game, looking to pick up that Ocean. Oh. Very convincing from Whiteman right now. Very convincing.
I do like that Bill made a showing there for that dragon. They're kind of they're making an attempt to get in there and get a lot of those things. They're not giving them anymore for free. We're not going to see a lot from this Rammus. Obviously, Rammus just being extremely tanky, and Zillion not really the kind of champion that's going to be able to burst down someone like Kane. So yeah, Kane will end up getting away. Jin did use his ulti. I wish he would have held that, already seeing that wasn't really going to happen. But yeah, no, I like that they showed, right? They finally made it. They saw the dragon was coming up. They tried to team fight. Unfortunately, Rammus went in a little bit too deep and took a lot of damage before the rest of his team could show up. So they basically tried to fight that 3v5. But you can see it, the communication. They're starting to develop that communication. They're starting to build that teamwork. and they're starting to make those plays towards those neutral objectives, which is extremely important.
Absolutely, but if you take a look at Mordekaiser's build, Landry's, Nasher's Tooth, and Mertread's, she's getting strong. She's getting strong really fast too. Same with that Silas though. Can't count out Bill just yet.
Yeah, Silas is definitely in there. He is down a little bit of CS, but he is up 7 kills to pretty much any of the other team members on the side of Whiteman. You got a 4-1, 2 4-1s over on the side of Whiteman. But yeah, that Silas is extremely strong. He's only going to get stronger from this point forward. And again, being able to kind of pick and choose what ulti he wants to steal before a team fight is extremely strong. And then Urgot only sitting on his first item. He only has that Black Cleaver completed. Once he finishes out his... I just forgot the name of the item. But once he gets his second item, he'll be extremely strong. And you can see Urgot into that team fight, able to land his ulti, securing the kill, and getting that fear off. And this is where we kind of talked about at the beginning, the CC that Bill has against pretty much no CC on the side of Whiteman, or very little CC on the side of Whiteman. You pretty much, everybody can be strong. But when one team has an advantage where they get to fight for longer because they're not stunned or locked down, the advantage definitely has to go over to CC as the game progresses on. Especially there. Yeah, and that shows, right? That Rammus rolls in, he gets that stun, he gets the snare where Caitlyn's unable to run away, and then she just basically gets locked down where she can't even flash over the wall.
Little beaming by Christy right there.
Absolutely. Oh.
Looks like that Xalian will be caught out. Maybe?
Yeah.
He's
really.
now.
He is pretty quick. He does currently have his... Wait, no, he does not.
And then going back in on that Silas. That Ram is coming right back in. Is it going to help? I don't know. Silas is pretty low.
Oh, and that flash ignite from the Vlad is going to end up securing that kill on that Silas. And they're being chased down 2 towers deep now. There's not a lot that they can do. Jin is trying to put down some damage. He's going up against that Vlad. But it's very hard. Vlad is able to sustain quite a bit of damage with his lifesteal capabilities.
Dropping that Rift Herald, that Mordekaiser staying in the fight still, doing whatever she can.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that the Zillion got caught out there at the end. He actually didn't use his ulti. He had that available for that fight.
Oh, it's looking kind of bad. Christy might walk away, getting shut down.
Well, you got that Rammus. He's got to try and escape that Rammus and that Zillion. She's going to end up going down. And if they opted, if they could actually see that Vlad, he would easily be chased down as well. Between the movement speed of Zillion and Rammus, they're so fast. It's incredible. There's just nothing they can do. And they might be looking to make a play on that Caitlyn there in the mid lane.
I do know they ping Dragon a lot, so they might try to get this Ocean Drake. It is Ocean Drake from now on, so movement speed will be helpful with that. That's Cloud Drake, my fault. Let's see, yep, so healing.
So that is the Ocean Drake.
Yeah, like I said, I get confused all the time what things do.
Yeah, water and clouds. But yeah, that Ocean Drake, so yeah, 2.5% health over 5 is pretty good, especially if they have these tankier type of individuals. Not the best dragons for this particular team comp, but any type of health is obviously good, especially if you're able to kind of weave in and out of fights.
That Jin is surely not out of the game. He's putting in a lot of damage on these teams.
Oh yeah, that Jin is still something to be feared. Like I said, he's got that front line. able to do a lot of damage if he's able to get his ult off. He's got the team that kind of kills and keeps him off while he just kind of lays down.
Yeah, but they Kalen damage. Ugh.
Oh yeah, you saw that headshot crit for almost half his life. That is absolutely something you want to watch out for. That was crazy. Holy cow.
Cleared wards so they can have a little bit more of an advantage on Dragon. Same with red team though. Did I say Dragon Baron? My goodness. Losing my train of thought.
Oh yeah, it's probably a dragon, to be honest. I mean, worm dragon.
What is Baron? We don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't read the lore for his origin.
Neither have I.
Maybe if someone in chat knows what Baron is or comes from. I don't know. All I know is you kill him and you get really strong for some reason.
Yes. That set shield really taking a toll on that Rammus, but he does kill that set. Looking to go in for that Vlad too.
Oh, and you see the Zillion ult coming down on that Rammus. And this is, again, we saw Zach in the last game just staying in. Fight still continues, even under the tower. Mordekaiser has ulted that Urgot, and that Urgot's going to end up going down in that 1v1, unable to escape the threat of that tower there.
Bill looking really solid this game.
I really like this Zillion pick on Bill, because you often see a lot of Bill members, they like to overstay their welcome. I believe that was communication that we saw there. Rammus just stayed in that fight well past his prime, but Zillion obviously able to ult him and give him a second chance at life. That's incredible, and that's exactly, I really love the Zillion pick. I wouldn't be surprised if they definitely ban the Zillion out in this third game, because I want to see a third game, so I'm low-key rooting for Bill here.
We're keeping it low-key. Keeping it low-key. We're not biased, we're just rooting for people.
Yeah, not at all biased. It's, I just like to see the third game, and Bill has to win for that to happen. Yeah, this is a fantastic showing for the first set of the season. If all these matches are like this, I'm going to be extremely impressed. A lot of these teams, it looks like they're putting in the work, they're putting in the practice, and I'm excited to see. I know we definitely have, I believe it's Maxwell is the strongest team going into this. They actually have a bye for this first week. But it looks like these teams, they're if they continue to put in this work, by no means does Maxwell have this in the bag.
Uh-oh, the Kane's getting poked down.
Yeah, he was able to just dash away, do Kane things. Kane, one of the more annoying champions, able to run through walls.
Oh, stopped that. Rammus engage. This is looking real good for Whiteman right now. Zillion ult does go down on Rammus. Oh yeah, that Vlad's gonna take him down. And Urgot and Zillion are just trying to save on for their life. Ooh.
Yeah, the team split there. There wasn't a lot that Bill could do. They kind of got split up, so they weren't able to focus on any particular target. A lot of them didn't. Yeah, that's unfortunate for Bill there for that team fight. Ram is basically running in a little bit too far. His team wasn't completely caught up, and they took them down extremely fast.
Starting that Baron too. Don't want to waste any time trying to get these buffs, which I wouldn't blame them.
Oh, absolutely, and they should have the damage. I mean, they still have 4 members extremely healthy. And as Bill is respawning now, they're actually not even, doesn't even look like they're making too much of an effort to get in there.
Oh, can Ramus get in there and do it? Oh, no, red team does get it. Ramus is in quite a bit ways too deep. And Chrissy, 9-2. She's not playing around. She is not playing around.
Absolutely, yeah. She is definitely somebody that they're not respecting her damage and they're not respecting her ult. Ramus just rolled right in, and the first thing Mordekaiser did was ulti and take her to the nether realm.
All right, like looks like blue has to reset. They're at a disadvantage for Dragon too. I mean, it is Elder, so not too bad. But 4 to their 1 and only an Ocean Drake. I don't know. It's not looking real good. Also, this is some of the best Kayn plays I've seen in this whole entire tournament. Oh, that set going in, taking free on at once, just trying to force him out.
Yeah, that set is extremely tanky. He did ult into that back line. And you saw he wasn't able to do anything. His team didn't follow up whatsoever at all. So yeah, he just found himself deep within enemy territory.
That's hard. All 3 lanes are pushed up. Mordekaiser's there too.
Yeah, and that Urgot able to just kind of escape through that gate there and get on the other side of the wall. Not the best of ults from Chrissy that we've seen this game. Urgot just basically walked around the wall and she couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, well-timed Mordekaiser placement, or sorry, ult is going to be what's what I'm looking for. Imperative to how this Mordekaiser picks and chooses who she's going to kind of take off the field for a little bit. It looks like she's opting for Ramus a lot, which is cool. Not too bad, and Urgot. So let's see exactly what happens. She's 9-2 right now. She has a big bounty on her head, but she is very strong. 1 item away from full build. A set pretty deep in there, but he is not scared.
Yeah, he is playing extremely aggressive. He may not have learned his lesson from that last ult. But we'll see. He's definitely getting some ward clearing going on here. Hopefully doesn't opt to just randomly ult into Bill and get abandoned by his team again, because that wasn't very beneficial. But most of these teams, both these teams, just kind of playing it safe now, trying to clear out some vision wards, keep some lanes pushed.
Ramus is trying to go in on that Kayn, but he just slips and slides away.
And you see they can't get too much out of it. There in the bot lane, though, we do have Silas jumping on to the Vladimir. He is trying to chase him down. Vlad's going to run into his Caitlyn. It's going to make him turn.
Ooh,
That teleport
Mordekaiser
coming
goes down.
in. Mordekaiser ends up getting caught. Oh, that heal from Silas completely giving him life back to finish off that kill against that Caitlyn. Jen coming in and actually securing that kill. Yeah, that Silas, this is one of those things that you have to be careful of. Just because Silas looks like he's about to die, it doesn't mean that he is. Because that heal, I'm actually trying to see how much it is right now. Yeah, currently.
And that will be the elder for them. Really good buff to have right now, especially with Baron down. That set looking to be chased down by the Silas too. I bet it does not feel very good to get hit by those chains, that's for sure. Whew, it's a lot of damage. Oh, he stole the dragon! Oh, or sorry, Baron. My god, I've done that twice already this game. That's 2 Baron steals we've seen in these past 2 games. One by Zach and then one by this Kane. My goodness.
Yeah, that's crazy. And it was just 5 members. They could have turned on him and tried to burst him down. I know that happens a lot. You see Rammus coming in on that Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser using the ulti. And so you can see he currently has that the power of Rammus, giving him a little bit more tankiness.
Wow, look at this turnaround for this team fight.
Yeah, they're trying to go in for this fight against that whole team has Baron right now.
My goodness, what a turn of events. This push is going to be massive for Red Team. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is going to be extremely strong with that mid lane kind of stacked up the way that it is right now. Nearly an ace going down over on Bill. Whiteman only losing 1. Kane going down. They've got 4 members with this giant wave. Baron. This is going to be a lot of devastation done to the base of Bill.
13 more seconds for that Jhin. That Rammus is going to try to go in as much as possible and try to ward him off, or ward them off, I should say.
Yeah, Rammus is extremely tanky. He's trying to stay alive while that tower puts down some damage. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to do it, and they may win this game from here.
And my, that Caitlyn damage on that Nexus, and it looks like it will be game. It is game.
Oh,
Woo!
wow. All off of that Baron still, and they opted emotionally basically to go in. Bill, I thought, had that game. They were doing so well.
Man,
Wow.
what a showing from Whiteman today. Super convincing on both games. You know what? I don't even want to say both games. Second game, it looks like Bill had it in the bag, and I think it was just communication-based. I do know Whiteman's wards were really deep in their jungle at a few points in time, so that definitely gave them an advantage for a while. But Bill played an amazing 2 games today. Definitely kicked it up that second game. And great job from both teams.
Absolutely, yeah. Both these teams doing incredible work. So that will put Bill into the losers bracket, and Whiteman will move on. But by no means, Bill can still make that that underdog comeback, still win this tournament, because we are doing the double elimination all the way up until the finals. But yeah, they played so well that just those last couple of minutes, basically through the game, they lost that Baron to the Smite. They ended up trying to go in and getting a pick that wasn't too beneficial. Whiteman collapsed on him with that Baron buff and was able to just push it down for a victory. I mean, that last like 3 minutes was incredible. It happened so fast.
It was so fast. It was ridiculous. I thought Bill had it, honestly. I really did.
Yeah, I mean, they felt comfortable enough that they were there to take that Baron. They were trying to take that Baron basically right from underneath Whiteman's noses. But yeah, as soon as they lost it, the turn was just so quick. It was crazy.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining into the finals round 1 today. Good job to Whiteman and good job to Beal. You guys both played amazing. And we will see some more games next Saturday at 1300 CST. Simon, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next time.
Absolutely. Had a great time. Everybody, see you back next week.